President Obama has created what I call a private army. And what I mean by that is, the first, I urge people, please do what I did. Go Google these subjects, go look them up. Don't take my word for it, you decide. But what he's created is a private army. The first graduating class of Brown Church graduated in 2013, I believe it was. It's 2012 or 2013. These are young people who are now in they actually have been filmed. Again, you're going to have to Google this, but pledging allegiance to President Obama, not to the United States of America. Who is funding the creation of a private army? President Obama is quoted as saying we need to create a domestic force equally as strong, equally as well equipped, and equally as well funded as our current standing military. Why? We have state police, we have local police, we have city police, we have the National Guard. Why do we need to have such an overwhelming force here domestically in the United States? Here's a list of over 800 FEMA camps that have been retrofitted that have a capacity to detain up to 40 million people. Go Google it. Why? Why are we spending money on this, and what do we need it for? Are we expecting every person in the world to come down through Canada or to come up through Mexico and South America, and we have to incarcerate these people? Our government is securing billions, not millions, billions of rounds of hollow point bullets. Those are intended to kill. There's enough munitions there to have a war for 10 years. Why do we need them? And what is the use of this? In Conspiracy Before the Act, my biggest fear is that we're going to have an economic collapse, which isn't just by happen chance. This is actually something that Rahm Emanuel, who was President Clinton's, I can't think of the term at the moment, but he basically said, never let a crisis go to waste. You can accomplish what you didn't think you could accomplish when you have a crisis. And all that Mr. Emanuel was referring to is, when 9/11 came, maybe before that, Homeland Security would have never been passed. The American people would have feared losing their civil liberties. But once the crisis came, the overwhelming fear of another terrorist attack allowed that to be slid through. The associated costs to fund it. The NSA is created, spying on, well, as we learn now through WikiLeaks and through Snowden, Eric Snowden, we learn that they have records on phone calls of private individuals here. There's all types of surveillance, drones, you name it. My point being is that little by little, we're allowing our freedoms to disappear, and we're not educating our children as to what the cost is. If we do not do this, we will not be here to protect them. Our children will indeed look up one day and say, where were you, Mom? Where were you, Dad? We'll be gone. We won't be on the planet anymore, and their life will kind of be whatever it is. That bothers me immensely. Citizens, the people who just go to work every day, the people who just mind their own business, the people who pay their taxes, the people, that is not good enough anymore. I hate to say it, because these people are swamped already. People can't even work. I mean, they work 3 jobs and they can't make a living, but it's not good enough. And what I mean by that is that we have to do what our forefathers did. We have to take an active stand. We have to start questioning our leaders. If the media won't report on things, Common Core, how many people are familiar with Common Core and what the educational considerations are in the classroom today? What's being taught in the classroom? On our money, on the edge of the coin, they've put, "In God we trust." Well, when you use the coin and it rubs on your hands, the edge becomes flat And over a period of years, it disappears. And no longer is in God we trust on the coin. Was that happenstance or was that planned? I think personally, from my own thought process, that a lot of this is in an overwhelming, when I say conspiracy, it's simply an overwhelming dismantling of the Constitution, the acquiescing of the American citizens giving up private property and private ownership, and having the state take care of the people. And when I say takes care of the people, what I mean is, as in any other totalitarian or communistic country, the state owns everything. You don't have ownership to equity in a business. You don't own a private business. You rent. You have a license to use, but you're not, the fruits of your labor are no longer going to your children. They're going to the state. I sincerely hope that we as a people will embrace this, understand what we are losing, what we are about to give up, understand the cost of what it was given to us. When Ben Franklin said, "We've given you a republic if you can keep it," if we don't act now, we are truly going to lose that. And that's the most precious gift of all. I pray to everyone out there that you will please take this to heart. Please read Conspiracy Before the Act. Please share it with the people you know. Please form your own groups, form your own discussions. Question everything. Do not take anything for granted. And above all, remember the reason you're doing it is it's your children and your grandchildren who are going to either suffer the fruits or reap the rewards of the time we've invested. Thank you very much.